How's it going, guys? It's the Pixelated Pumpkin, and in today's video, we'll be taking a look at the HalloweenCostumes.com complete 2024 animatronic lineup. Now, if you want to get anything you see in this video or anything on HalloweenCostumes.com at all, be sure to use my link in the description. That will get you 15% off, and it'll also be helping out the channel in the process, so I'd really appreciate it. But with that out of the way, let's take a look at a few brand new animatronics from HalloweenCostumes.com to see whether they had a good year or not. Let's find out.
Make way for the Plague Doctor.
Here is our first animatronic, the 7-foot giant Plague Doctor. Now, I'm going to keep my discussion on this guy pretty brief because I have an unboxing video of this guy coming out tomorrow. That's right, I've actually had this guy for a few weeks now. HalloweenCostumes.com was nice enough to send him out a little bit early, so I was able to get a video for you guys. That will be out tomorrow, Friday, the 18th. Anyways, for my general thoughts on this guy, I think this is a great Plague Doctor animatronic. In all honesty, I think this is probably better than the Home Depot one this year, just because it's more realistic and you don't have that stupid EL wires on this one. I think this one is very dark and creepy, honestly, and its massive stature is very imposing for sure. The animation, that sort of slow lunging motion it does, is okay in my opinion. I do like the light up eyes, and I think the phrases are actually pretty decent on this one. Overall, I have to say, this is a very good Plague Doctor animatronic, and it's definitely cool that we're getting more Plague Doctor animatronics, especially in 2024. We got 2 of them this year, so that is greatly appreciated because Plague Doctors are not done enough. Anyways, I really do like this Plague Doctor a lot, and I'm not just saying that because I own him and I got him for free. I'm being serious here. I genuinely like this one a lot, and I think it's a good animatronic.
Oh my god, you're finally here!
Our next animatronic is the 8-foot-tall Miss Vanderbone's pink skeleton. Now, this prop is definitely not for me. Let me get that out of the way first, but I don't think it's bad at all. I think it's really cool we have a basically female version of the other 8-foot talking skeleton, and it's just a big skeleton that does something unique with its concept. Most Halloween animatronics are dudes, I guess you could say. We rarely see female animatronics. I think there's probably a big percentage of male ones over the female animatronics, but I think it's really cool that they're giving us a pink skeleton. Again, definitely not for me, but I think this is a pretty neat character, and I think there's definitely an untapped market for it. Definitely more of a cute Halloween prop than a scary one, which I think we do need some of those from time to time, and this is certainly a good one.
You're mine, you know. I made you with my own hands.
Our next animatronic is yet another addition to the Nightmare Before Christmas lineup of animatronics, being Dr. Ficklestein. Now, I think it is really cool how HalloweenCostumes.com is delving into the world of licensed props this year. That's something new they haven't done. And if you couldn't tell, this guy is made by Gemmy, and HalloweenCostumes.com has a whole bunch of Gemmy props on their website this year, so if you want any of those, be sure to use my link. Anyways, as for Dr. Ficklestein, I think he's just alright. I feel like he could have been a little bit better executed, especially in the animation department. I think the design is very faithful to the movie, of course. I think it looks pretty solid, especially the wheelchair he's sitting in. I do like how his brain cavity sort of pops open, but I wish he did a little bit more than just raise his hand up and down. And of course, as I mentioned, the head popping motion. Other than that, he's just kind of there, which, I mean, I don't mind too much. I just wish he did a little bit more. Again, I don't think the design of this one is all that bad. I think it, again, pretty accurate looking to the movie for sure. But I think it was a pretty big missed opportunity to not have one of his animations be, once the head cavity opens up, his hand reaches up to sort of scratch his head like you see him doing constantly in the movie. I think that would be pretty easy to execute in terms of animation. You could just have that looping a few times throughout his phrase, and I think that would be really cool, but no, instead he just raises his hand up and down kind of aimlessly. But overall, I think this is a fine addition to the Nightmare Before Christmas lineup of props, and here's to hoping we get a Mayor animatronic next, because I think they could pull that off really easily and make that one really cool.
What do you call a 2-headed clown holding giant hammers?
I don't know. What do you call a 2-headed clown holding giant hammers?
You call it double trouble.
Double trouble indeed!
Well, here is by far the worst one, and I don't even think I need to explain why. This thing is just plain bad. I mean, this is just a stupid two-headed clown. Not the first time we've seen a two-headed clown. I don't think it's a ripoff, though. I would not go as far to say that. Maybe if this dude was holding an ice cream cone, but he's holding two hammers instead, so it's kind of a mix between Wacky Mole and Two Scoops, I guess. But I still think it's its own original thing. Probably for the worst, though. Anyways, I think this is just a dumb, goofy, and stupid clown with a very obnoxious voice for sure. And stupid phrases as well. These phrases are just bottom of the barrel, even by clown standards. But if you do like this thing, I mean, I'm sure there is an audience for it, but it's definitely not for me. I definitely think this is their worst animatronic this year, by a long shot too. This being the only really bad animatronic from HalloweenCostumes.com really goes to show that they've really upped the quality this year in the both creativity and just overall design of their animatronics. Anyways, I don't like this one, so let's move on.
You want the spikes or the saw?
Moving on from the absolute worst to the absolute best, we have Buzz Head Butcher. Now, this is such an awesome design here. I mean, seriously, this thing has some serious gore going on. I just think the whole design is so creative, so unique, and honestly pretty scary. Now, I have one major problem with this guy, which I'll talk about in a second, but let's talk about this guy's design. So he's, of course, a butcher with two hook hands, which have blood covering them, which I'm so happy to see. And of course, he has that buzzsaw built into his head. I mean, what the hell is going on with that? But it is so awesome and pretty damn metal too. It's almost like he has a buzzsaw mohawk. That has to be the coolest hairstyle I think I've ever seen. Anyways, I absolutely love all that, including his massive metallic jaw, reminding me of Underbite from Venture Bros there. If you know, you know. That's pretty cool as well. And I think just overall the detailing here is pretty good. The clothing is great. The apron is great. I like all that, especially the hooks, the head. Everything looks cool. I'm not a big fan of the yellow eyes, but I feel like I could just live with it. But the thing that really bothers me to no end is this dude's animation. Obviously, the buzzsaw spinning the head is just freaking awesome, but it's this lunging motion he was given that makes no sense to me at all. This is the same animation that the Plague Doctor has, and it just does not work on this guy whatsoever. I really wish this guy had a side-to-side where he raised both of his hook hands up and down. You know what the type of animation I'm talking about. It's put onto 1,000 props, and it would have worked so well on this guy. And this genuinely probably would have been one of my favorite animatronics from this entire year, but I still think he's great. Even with the weird animation complaints aside, I really can't wait to get him. I can guarantee you right now he will be on the channel later this year, probably sometime in August you'll see this guy. Once again, despite my grievance with the animation, this guy is super cool. Here is yet another Nightmare Before Christmas prop, being Oogie Boogie. This is obviously a reskin from the Home Depot one a few years back, but I have to say this one's a lot better because they finally colored him properly, being green. Now, I know in the movie he is supposed to be a burlap brown, but you primarily see him in the blacklight scenes when he's glowing green, so it's nice to see we actually have a real green Oogie Boogie. I think this one is just a lot better than that ugly brown color they put on the other one. He is missing his dice though, unfortunately. I wish they left that in as a part of the design here, but oh well. I think it's just a tiny little nitpick. I still think this is a cool Oogie Boogie animatronic, the best one on the market for sure. I think this is a must buy for any Nightmare Before Christmas fan. Like and subscribe. Anyways, here is Slimer from Ghostbusters, and I have to say the detail on this one is astonishing. This appears to be foam-filled latex, and this is without a doubt the best looking HalloweenCostumes.com animatronic we've ever seen. I think they managed to capture this guy's look from the movie spot on here. I mean, it is honestly amazing. To the tiniest little details, they nailed here. I think the animation is pretty neat as well with the moving arms. I think it's awesome they actually managed to work some animation into this one, because I feel like this would just typically end up being a static prop, but they made the animation work here. Though it is very simple, it is still nice to see. The light up eyes are also a cool feature, and the sounds come straight from the movie, which is cool. I kind of wish he had some chomping noises as well, but that's not to say I would want mouth animation on this guy, because I feel like you would lose a lot of the detail if they ended up doing that. So that's to say I'm just very happy with the way this guy looks. Anyways, this one will also be on the channel as well, and I'm just so looking forward to unboxing this one because of how awesome he looks. Well, everybody, while the lineup of new stuff was certainly small, there are much more animatronics that are returning on HalloweenCostumes.com right now, so be sure to pick those up using my link in the description below. Overall, I have to say this was a very, very good year for HalloweenCostumes.com. There's really only one prop I didn't like. Everything else was honestly pretty cool. I would typically like to see some more original characters, but I think the mix between the original and licensed this year are really cool. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that Slimer animatronic. That's why I saved him for the end. Anyways, everybody, thank you so much for watching this video. Comment letting me know which animatronic is your favorite in the description below, and which one you plan on picking up using my link, of course. Anyways, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and with that, remember, nobody outpixelates the puppet.